Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So, today I'm going to talk to you about immersion reading and also a brief glimpse into what I thought about the Wheel of Time series because I just finished reading The Eye of the World, which is the first book in the Wheel of Time series. So, I read this book using immersion reading. So I thought this was a nice time or nice opportunity for me to talk to you about what I felt about immersion reading and whether I will be continuing with it, and also what I thought about The Eye of the World, and will I continue with the rest of the books in the Wheel of Time series. So without further ado, let's get into it. My name is Angela, your own bookaholic Brownin. If this is your first time here, I would like to let you know what we do in this channel. In this channel, we talk about books, books, and books because those are the most favorite things for me in this world. And I love to talk about books that I have read, books that I'm reading, books that I'm planning to read. So if you're a fellow bookaholic like me, please do not hesitate from subscribing to my channel. And also, if you were a book reader in the past but are going through a kind of a reading slump right now and are trying to get back into reading, then maybe this is a channel for you where you can discover what new books to read and maybe find some encouragement and motivation to read more. So without further ado, let's get into the topic of today's video, which is immersion reading. Immersion reading. Before I get into sharing my experience with immersion reading, I would like to explain to you what immersion reading means if you don't know that already. So, immersion reading is this experience of, reading your physical book, yeah, physical copy of the book, or an e-book where you're actually reading or eyeballing, basically that together with listening to the audio of the book being narrated to you by somebody. So that's what is immersion reading means. So basically, you are reading the book, you're eyeballing it, you have the book in your hand in the form of a paperback or a hardback or ebook for that matter, and then along with that, you're listening to the audio of the book as well. And these activities should be done simultaneously for them to be called immersion reading. It is not immersion reading if you're doing them separately. For example, what I do is when I'm carrying out my daily chores, I listen to the audiobooks, and when I'm sitting down, then I pick up my physical copy or the ebook and then continue from where I stopped in the audiobook. So for immersion reading, you have to do both these activities simultaneously, and that means you're completely immersed in the story completely because there are multiple senses involved in the process of reading. So that is a very crude explanation of what an immersion reading is. And I think this is what I have understood from my brief internet research, that initially the immersion reading concept was introduced by Amazon for its Kindle users. So basically, if you have the Kindle app on your phone or on your tablet, you open the Kindle app and then select the book that you want to read, and also buy the Audible part of the book as well, basically the audio book, and then I think using WhisperSync you can sync them together and then start just reading it on your tablet or your phone, and then you are using the immersion reading experience. So this concept I think was first started by Amazon. If I'm wrong, please let me know in the comment section, but as far as I know, this was first introduced and invented by Amazon for its Kindle what do you call that, ecosystem. Coming to my experience with immersion reading, so this is the first time that I have tried immersion reading for a complete book, an entire book, and that is this book here. This is chunker, as you can see. This is The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan, which is the first book in the Wheel of Time series, and this has around, no, my copy has 771 pages. That's quite a big book. Now, why I decided to do immersion reading is because, first of all, I have always been wanting to experience immersion reading, because many of the readers whom I know through BookTube have been recommending this, and they have had so many good things, positive things to talk about the immersion reading experience. So I always wanted to try it out, and also I had wanted to finish reading Eye of the World before the TV series comes out. So this was the next book in line for me to start. So that's why I pick it up, and I started reading. And if you ask me briefly, I would say in one word, it was such an amazing, eye-opening discovery experience for me, this immersion reading. And I wish I had started doing this earlier, as soon as this option was available. Now, I'm a very slow reader. I read about 30 to 40 pages per hour. So if you take 35 pages per hour as a benchmark, as an average, then this book would have taken me around 22 hours or more to finish. However, I finished the entire book in around 12 hours. So that means it's almost half the time that I have saved while engaging in immersion reading. And that's because I use the speed of 1.5 or 1.7, mostly 1.7 or 1.8 on Audible. So I'm using Audible for this immersion reading, and I'm reading the physical book, not the not the ebook. I could use the rest of the 11 hours or so for reading another book altogether. So I was completely and totally surprised by the amount of time that I saved while reading this book on immersion reading mode. So that's one great selling point for me. That was pro number one. Pro number two is basically uh, visualization, or imagination. If you have a great narration going on, you have a great narrator or a group of narrators, then the experience of reading that particular book, especially if it is fiction, is marvelous. I can vouch for this. The ambience that gets created, the scenes that being read out, just jumps into life, and then you are immersed in it, and you can hear the characters. Sometimes there are some emotions that get lost when you're just sitting there and waiting, with your sub vocalization going inside your brain. But when somebody is reading out to you with the emotions, and with these amazing voice actors, then I think that the whole visualization comes together in such a way that wouldn't be complete if you are just sitting there and reading it. I could be wrong, because experiences are different for different people, but for me, I think that just sitting there and reading, my visualization and immersion is just 90%, but during immersion reading, I am 100% in the fantasy world, just experiencing the world as the pages are turned. So that's a great advantage of immersion reading. And I was lucky in the fact that my first immersion reading experience had great, amazing narrators, so that actually accentuated my experience, and I could just picturize a scene in front of me with no effort at all. It was beautiful. It was just like watching a movie for me. So that's the second pro, that with a beautiful, amazing, talented narrator, the visualization is much more easier. The overall experience is visually more engaging and beautiful. So that was a second thing that I noticed while engaging in immersion reading. Third pro. So I live in India, in Bangalore, and where my house is located in, it's an apartment, and most of the times there's a lot of traffic, and a lot of honking and vehicle noise, and kids playing downstairs and things like that. So there is a lot of distraction when I'm sitting down to read, and while I'm doing immersion reading, because I'm listening to the audiobook, it cuts down a lot of noise around, and there is a lot more concentration and focus. And that really also, I think, contributed the fact that I finished the book faster than I would normally reading the actual book alone. So, and I've heard this not just for people in India, but others as well in very quiet countryside, where there is not much noise, who have experienced this happening, that their reading speed has increased because of increased concentration and focus because of immersion reading. That is quite a bit of an advantage for bookaholics like you and me, where we want to read as many books as possible in as little time as possible. So yeah, so that is pro number 3. I'm a non-native English speaker. Now, even though I have had English education from childhood, it's not just I learned English, but even the medium of my education was English. That means I studied science, history, geography, everything using the English language as my medium. And I am surrounded with people who do speak English most of the times. Even then, I feel that we as non-native speakers might mispronounce certain words, and we do not know some words how they need to be pronounced, or our entire life we have been pronouncing them wrongly because of how we've been taught that in the school, etc. And this is a nice opportunity, to have this emotion reading experience where this excellent expert in the language is reading out the book to you, so you pick up on the right way to pronounce certain words which you have been pronouncing wrongly, or it's some new word that you come across, and then you don't know how to pronounce it. So it's a much more easier way of learning the right way to pronounce words. So that really helped me, and while reading this book, I definitely had that experience. Fifth pro is very related to this. It's the fact that I read a lot of fantasy, and fantasy have this tendency of uh, having a lot of quirky, out of the world names, right? Sometimes we do not know how to pronounce them. For example, for in the Wheel of Time, you have this word Aes Sedai, and if not for the audiobook that I was listening to, I think I would have not known how to pronounce it, and I would have read it in a completely different way. So there are many words, especially when you're reading fantasy, that you come across and you are completely clueless on how to pronounce them. So in that way, it really helps the reader in catching up on the right way to pronounce certain words, especially when it is fantasy. Having said that, I have had a very strange kind of experience. I had downloaded Gardens of the Moon audiobook while I was reading it, and then I started it, and the narrator said Malazan instead of Malazan. And from the booktube world, I know that Stephen Erickson had confirmed that the right way to pronounce it is Malazan and not Malazan. So I was kind of taken aback with the fact that the narrator got that fact wrong. I don't know what went wrong or if it was corrected subsequently, but at least in the copy that I had, he had pronounced it Malazan. So that's kind of a, what do you call that, a side note that I want to give you. Maybe not always the pronunciation, especially when it comes to fantasy novels, might be the right way. So it's always good to be in touch with the fantasy booktube or a book reading community, so that you always are on the right page when it comes to fantasy pronunciations. Next advantage of immersion reading that I want to talk about is particularly not applicable to me, but it is aimed at people with dyslexia and slow reading and slow learning capacity. As per a groundbreaking study of 2007, Learning Through Listening in the Digital World by neuropsychologist David Rose and Professor Bridget Dalton, they drew upon cognitive educational research to report that both learning to listen and listening to learn are critical to literacy in the 21st century as new technologies rebalance what it means to be literate and to learn. Professor David Doctorman commented on Rose's and Dalton's findings. For struggling readers, narration can provide decoding support, but there is an added benefit to well narrated text that helps even competent readers. Hearing something read with expression provides additional clues to the meaning beyond the words themselves. So there is a clear advantage both to people with learning disabilities or dyslexia, and also to competent readers, both alike, that you get a better immersive experience while using this technique for reading. So I would recommend all of you to try it once. Now, I talked about all the positive things of immersion reading. I also would like to point out a con, and that is quite evident. It's the fact that you will have to pay sometimes double to have this experience, because you will have to buy the audiobook and then you have to buy the actual physical book or the ebook, which is definitely going to cost you more. How do we tackle this? I would recommend you to try your local library. If they are providing you a book, at least then you will save the cost of the book, I mean the physical book, and then maybe you can purchase the audible or the script copy of the same book. Now, I haven't tried Libby here in India. I don't know if Libby or any other similar apps are available for libraries in India. I am planning to call British Library very soon and trying to understand what kind of membership they have and whether they have Libby or similar apps available. And if they do, that will really help me in continuing with the immersion reading, because currently what I have done is that I bought all my Audible books via the credits available, and I think it's only 1 credit per month, and compared to the number of books that I want to read a month, one is definitely not going to meet the purpose. So I'm hoping that my library is able to accommodate this. If not, then I have to pick and choose and prioritize which books that I want to read using immersion reading, and the others just the books. So there is a factor of prioritization that comes in. The other option is, I've heard that Amazon comes up with deals a lot, so you can always keep your eye open for deals available there. Sometimes they just almost give away books for dirt cheap, so just keep your eyes open for that. Coming to how, so what I do is I usually have the ebook or the physical copy, and then I you listen to the audiobook on Audible, and I use my earbuds. That's what I do. But if you have a Kindle, I think you can use the Kindle feature to do the immersive reading. I think it works only using app and tablet. I do not know if the Kindle ebook reader itself has that feature. I do know that the Kindle Fire version has it, but I'm sorry, I haven't done much research into Kindle because my Kindle died a couple of weeks ago, and I'm quite sad about it. And I'm not in a position to buy a new one right now, because I have spent all my money on buying a lot of books. So, yeah, I am just kind of on a self-imposed budget constraint against buying books or book-related stuff for a while, at least for a month or so more, and then I might get back into the hauling and buying bandwagon, but not for now. So I couldn't do much research on the immersion reading on my ebook reader because it's dead. If you know more about this, please feel free to comment below so that others can get to know whether it's possible directly on the ebook reader or not. But it's definitely possible on the Kindle app, and also if you're using the phone or the tablet. I usually use speed 1.5 or 1.7 based on the original speed of the narrator. Now, if there is a narrator who is generally fast enough, then you don't need a speed higher than 1.5 or 1.7, and that's what I did for The Wheel of Time. But if your reader or if your narrator is extremely slow and robotic, then in that case you can go up to 2.5 as your speed. Now, when it comes to Audible, I do know that you can use continuous speed variations, like you can jump from 1 to 1.25 to 1.3 to 1.35 to 1.4. You get the idea. But for script, there are definite jumps, like units of jumps. I think you have 1, and then you have 1.25, then you have 1.5, and there are specific periods of jumps between the speeds that you can choose. So in that aspect, Audible is much more friendlier, so you can just slide the selection bar and select the speed that you want to read it on. So yeah, that's a difference. That's a basic difference between Audible and script. It wouldn't be that much of a difference, but I think Audible is much more user friendly and advantageous in that way. So for Eye of the World, I think I consistently use 1.75 as my reading speed, and that was quite an experience. It did not take away anything at all from the overall immersive experience of my reading, so it was great. And so if you are a slow reader like me, then I would recommend you to start off with maybe 1.5 as the speed, and then gradually increase this when you get the hang of the whole experience. Coming to my first impression of the Wheel of Time series, oh my god, I loved this book. I just loved The Eye of the World. I can totally understand why the fandom is so fanatical about this book and so possessive about it and so proud about it. I just love the world building. I love the character arcs. I loved the wonderful tropes, even though there were too many cliched tropes. I really enjoyed them. They did not bore me, they did not overwhelm me or anything. It was just the right amount of tropes for me because I went in knowing, you know, the time period this was written in, so that was there in the back of my mind, so I was not being too judgy about the tropes and also the way the stories were built. So I had a preconceived notion of what to expect, and definitely it exceeded my expectations. This is a chunker of a book. This is 770 pages, but not even once did I feel bored. I was so entertained. It was totally worth my 12 hours. And also considering the fact that I did this via immersion reading, some of the scenes were so beautifully narrated by the narrators. I am in love with their voice. I am so mesmerized by their ability to bring the scene alive, for the readers. So overall, a beautiful book that you can without doubt immerse yourself in, a book series that you can without doubt just start, and maybe you can finish book number one before the TV series comes out. If you ask me for a rating, I would give it 4.5 out of 5, which is a splendid rating for a fantasy book. I can gush about it for a long, long time, but because this is a very brief first glimpse of my experience with reading Wheel of Time, I'm keeping it short. I will definitely do maybe a detailed review later on. That was me sharing my first experience with immersion reading and my first glimpse into the world of Wheel of Time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope if you are a fan, you would be glad that you have gained one more into your fandom. And if you have not yet read Wheel of Time, then I hope this helps you, this motivates you to start the series. And also, if you are interested, please do try immersion reading once and share your experience below in the comment section. So until next time, this is Angela signing off. Bye bye.